Hey everyone, sorry for the delay. This painting was done in May, so I know I'm behind. We had several commission pieces, and my rule with commission pieces is I don't really want to make a video until the customer has received the painting and seen it first. So this was a project that I was doing for a dear friend, and she asked two things. One, that it have a resemblance of fire, and also that I pray about it. So this was a very cool experience. This painting is the first painting I have done with a background that had mixed colors. It is also the first painting where I've made one of the colors. So that deep red I mixed myself. I was looking for just that kind of dark cherry look, and I love that color, so that I wanted to include that one in the base. So I started with blue. My thoughts on the blue were from a spiritual aspect. So blue was supposed to represent the spirit, kind of guiding the journey, because the painting initially is about a journey. But when it comes to fire, the blue is the hottest part of the fire, but it's also the part that has the most oxygen. So I just wanted you to know kind of what my thoughts were with the color choices I chose for this initial attempt. When I chose the yellow and the orange and all that, it was from the thought process of a literal fire. I kind of did feel that it resembled fire in a sense, but I kind of messed with it and looked at it. Something about it didn't work for me. I didn't like I thought the yellow was overpowering. I thought the blue kind of didn't fit. And because the colors were so just across the spectrum, it kind of clashed to me. I knew it wasn't it. So I messed with it and I tried to fix it. And in the end, it just wasn't what I had envisioned, and I just wasn't feeling like it was the piece. I'm pretty sure this is the moment I realized there was no working around it. I was going to scrape it. You can tell that I'm scraping everything off into a cup. I mean, I probably missed, but my attempts. So I'm scraping the whole painting into the cup, and when I stirred it, I was surprised that it turned out to be this really pretty pink, like a blush. So I decided that, I would use that in my next attempt. Now, when you have to scrape a painting and to start over, if you're going to go back just immediately, you have to make sure that the paint is off and that the canvas is almost, as dry as you can get it, so that the paint does not pull through the next base coat if it shows through the white or whatever you put on it. So I had to wipe it down several times to get it, all the dark colors off, and to get the canvas dry enough to work with. And then I had to make more white for my base coat to try again. I realized here that my base coat was too thick, so I keep having to add water to it to get the perfect consistency so that it spreads how I like it, and so that it works well with the other paints that I'm using. I also had to make sure to get anything, particles, hair, chunks, anything out of the base so that it did not dry into the final piece. The gray color I'm using, you can't tell, but it's really saturated with glitter. So it's a very shimmery part of the base coat. It really turned out pretty in the end. The pink that I'm using is the cup from the last painting, so it's all of the colors together, and it really goes well with the other colors of the base coat. This base turned out so good, so pretty. If it wasn't a commission piece, I could have easily just left it as is and made it its own painting. but it worked really well as the foundation for the final piece. So the base coat can be time consuming just because you have to make sure you have full coverage, and you have to get the sides covered and everything so that you don't have canvas peeking through the piece when it's done. This second time around was different. I just felt different about it. I think I had a different vision, and my head was in a focused place. I don't know. I was listening to a song that was provided that kind of represented the journey that the painting was meant to describe, and it was powerful. And there were times where I felt really overwhelmed with emotion, like I was trying not to get tearful. I was trying to stay focused, but just kind of feeling the experience and understanding the song and where it came from, and all in the midst of creating this piece that was supposed to just kind of embody the whole experience. It was a new experience for me, but it was definitely powerful, impactful. So now that I have the basic shape, I am doing the touch-ups, the little details. So I took I believe I had a toothpick that I was pulling up to create like flickers in the flame, little wisps, and really kind of extending that shape. There was a lot of time put into the details of the painting. Initially the video was over an hour, and somehow I condensed it to a little over 10 minutes. So there's a lot that is not shown, just so it's not boring or too long. But the details, when you see it up close, it was very time consuming, but it's got a lot going on and a lot in it put into it that I hope you'll see in the final product. It's funny, you'll see throughout the video people walking by and stopping and watching, and throughout this painting, I had just an audience just coming and going, but it was very interesting. I think that I think my family was very intrigued by the process. One thing that I thought was really cool is at the bottom, the paint shape looked like a woman, and I kind of wanted to emphasize that. And so, I'm creating this curve of more color, but also it's bringing out a wing of a flame expanding on the other side. But in the final piece, it looks like a woman at the bottom of this fire, or rather in the midst of it. I cut the video off before I applied the gold flakes, so I apologize. But when you see the final results right here, pay attention to all the shimmer. There's shimmer in the silver, there's the gold is very shimmery, and then there are gold flakes. I love how this turned out. I really do. And here are the final results. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you like the painting. Thanks for watching.